Hi children, this is Ashwant, your maths teacher. So in the previous videos, we completed what is rational number and the properties of rational numbers. So what are the properties of rational numbers? Not only the rational numbers, in our number system, what are the important properties? The first one is closure property, commutative property, associative property, existence of identity, existence of inverse. So these are the five most important in our number system. And in case if you collect any new numbers, first we verify these five properties and then we apply that collection of numbers in our number system. Okay, so in the previous class we that means we learned a new collection of numbers, that is rational numbers, and you studied the four fundamental operations of these rational numbers. So in this class, that means in this section, we are verifying the collection of rational numbers satisfying these five properties or not. So in the previous videos, we are verifying the collection of rational numbers are satisfied the closure property and commutative property or not. Okay, so first we recall that the collection of rational numbers are satisfies the closure property with respect to which fundamental operations? Only on addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Is it true? Is it true? No. Why? The collection of rational numbers are not satisfy the closure property with respect to the division operation. There is a small reason. What is that? When you divide any number by 0, the value is not defined. So in that case, if you divide a rational number by 0, the value is not defined. So where you exist the result, we cannot exist. That means the rational numbers are not closed under division operation, but the rational numbers are closed under addition, subtraction and multiplication. That means when you add the two rational numbers, you get a rational number. When you subtract one rational number from another rational number, you get a rational number, and when you multiply two rational numbers, you get a rational number. So this is the closure property. And when you come to the second property is commutative property. That means what is the condition for commutative property? What is the mathematical condition? That is a dot circle b is equal to b dot circle a. That means when you are apply any fundamental operation in between the two rational numbers in any order, if you are get the same result, then the commutative property is satisfied. A dot circle b is equal to b dot circle a. Okay, so in case in the place of dot circle, if you take addition, a plus b is equal to b plus a, it is true for rational numbers. Yeah, when you add two rational numbers in any order, yes, you get the same result. And in the place of dot circle, let us take subtraction. That means if you subtract one rational number from another rational number in any order, you get the same result. No, that means a minus b is not equal to b minus a for rational numbers. And take multiplication. When you multiply two rational numbers in any order, you get the same answer. Yes, that means a into b is equal to b into a for any two rational numbers. Division, no need to verify. Why? Because the rational numbers are not closed under division. So that's why we cannot verify the remaining properties. That is not important. So in this video, I am going to verify the collection of rational numbers are satisfy the associative property or not. Okay, so what is the mathematical condition for associative property? See, for any three numbers a, b and c, we have a dot circle b dot circle c is equal to a dot circle b dot circle c. So this is the mathematical condition for associative property. A dot circle b dot circle c. Just observe my pronunciation. A dot circle b dot circle c is equal to a dot circle b dot circle c. Here I gave one gap. A dot circle b dot circle c. is equal to A dot circle B dot circle C. In the last video, I am already explained. Here the dot circle presents any fundamental operation, either addition or subtraction or multiplication or division. Okay, now we verify the collection of rational numbers satisfying this associative property or not. Okay, so to verify this, first we choose one fundamental operation. Here I am taking addition. Okay, and I am taking three rational numbers, 1 by 2, 2 by 3 and 4 by 5. Now I am adding these three rational numbers, 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3 plus 4 by 5. How to add? So in our mathematics, we can apply any fundamental operation in between two numbers at a time only. But here we are adding three numbers, three rational numbers. So directly we cannot add these three rational numbers at a time. So that's why, as per mathematics, yes, there is a possibility, we have so many shortcuts, we can do that. But as per our mathematics, we cannot apply any fundamental operation in between the more than two numbers. Okay, so but here we are adding three rational numbers. Okay, so how to add them? First, here I am adding last two numbers, then I add the first number to the result. I am following this process. That means here I am doing A plus B plus C. That means here I am adding the last two numbers first, then add to the first number to the result. Okay, so here I am adding these two rational numbers. So when you add the two rational numbers, the denominators must be equal. So here the denominators are not equal. That's why here I am finding the LCM, that is 15, and the numerator is 10 plus 12. So it is equal to 1 by 2 plus 22 by 15. So this is the result. Now I add this result to the first number. Again I am finding the LCM, that is 30. Numerator is 15 plus 44. It is equal to 59 by 30. So this is the final result. 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3 plus 4 by 5. It is equal to 59 by 30. This is my result. And why we are adding this order? For the same three rational numbers, I change the order. First I add these two, 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3, and add to the third one to the result. Okay, so first add these two. That means here I am doing A dot circle B dot circle C, A plus B plus C. Okay, first I add A plus B, and according to the Bodmer's rule also, first we add these two. Why? Because they are inside the bracket. As per the Bodmer's rule, first we simplify the brackets, after that you do anything. Okay, so these two rational numbers are present inside the bracket, so that's why here I am doing 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3. Here the LCM is 6 and the numerator is 3 plus 4 plus 4 by 5. It is equal to 3 plus 4, 7 by 6 plus 4 by 5. Now add to the third one to the result, 6 plus 5, 6, 5. LCM is 30 and the numerator is 35 plus 24. So it is equal to 59 by 30. So in these two cases we get the same result or not? Yeah, we get the same result. That means when you take any three rational numbers, and if you apply addition in between that three rational numbers, and you can add the three rational numbers in any order, we get the same result. Here we observe that is the most important character of associative property, order of applying the fundamental operation. Here addition is in this statement, the addition is repeated two times. So in these two additions, first in the first case, which addition you apply? The second one. In the second case, we apply the first addition, but the result is same. That means when you apply these two additions in any order, you get the same result. That is the character of associative property. Okay, here the associative property presents the order of the fundamental operation. Okay, but here when you apply that fundamental operation between the three rational numbers in any order, you get the same result. That means the collection of rational numbers satisfies the associative property with respect to addition operation. Let us verify with respect to subtraction. That means let us verify a minus of b minus c is equal to a minus b minus c or not. That means it is a true statement or not. That means these two are equal or not. I think let's take three rational numbers, 1 by 2, 2 by 3 and 3 by 4. And LHS, that means 1 by 2, 1 by 2 minus 2 by 3 minus 3 by 4. That means first I am subtracting third number from the second number, then I subtract the result from the first number. That means here I am applying the second subtraction in the first. Okay, so 1 by 2 minus of 4 3, LCM is 12 and the numerator is 8 minus 9. So it is equal to 1 by 2 minus of 8 minus 9 minus 1 by 12. So it is equal to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. Minus into minus plus. So it is equal to, here LCM is 12 and the numerator is 6 plus 1. It is equal to 7 by 12. This is the final result. Now do the RHS. That means change the order of the numbers, order of the fundamental operation, sorry, not numbers, order of the fundamental operation. That means in the second case, that means in the right side, here I am subtract the second number from the first number, then I subtract the third number from the result. Let us observe. LCM is 6. 3 minus 4. It is equal to minus 1 by 6 minus 3 by 4. Here the LCM is 24 and numerator is, sorry, here what is the LCM? 12. LCM is 12 and numerator is minus 2 minus 9. It is equal to minus 11 by 12. Observe these two results, they are the same? They are not same. That means a minus b, that means a minus of b minus c is not equal to a minus b minus c. That means the collection of rational numbers not satisfy the associative property with respect to subtraction. Okay, so let us take multiplication. So instead of subtraction, let us take multiplication operation. And with respect to the multiplication operation, the collection of rational numbers are satisfies the associative property or not. Let us verify that. Okay, choose any three rational numbers, 1 by 2, 2 by 3 and 3 by 5, and multiply these three rational numbers in the first order. Multiply the last two and then multiply the first one to the result. So 1 by 2 into 2 by 3 into 3 by 5. No need to find the LCM here, we are doing multiplication. So that's why multiply the numerators and denominators separately. So 2 3s are 6 by 3 5s are 15. Okay, so it is equal to 6 by 30. It is equal to 1 by 5. Okay, and multiply the three rational numbers in different order into 3 by 5. So it is equal to 1 into 2 2 by 3 into 2 6 into 3 by 5. It is equal to 6 by 30. It is equal to 1 by 5. Yes, we got the same result. That means the collection of rational numbers satisfies associative property with respect to multiplication operation. Okay, so here I am taking only one example. So in case if you have any doubt, let us take 3 more rational numbers and verify this property, it is satisfied or not. And is there any importance to verify this collection of rational numbers satisfying associative property with respect to the division? No need. Why? Because it is not satisfied closed, it is not satisfied commutative. So with respect to the division also, collection of rational numbers not satisfies the associative property. So this is the third property, associative property. Okay, so the collection of rational numbers satisfies this associative property with respect to addition, with respect to addition and multiplication only. So with respect to the subtraction and with respect to the division, the collection of rational numbers are not satisfies the associative property. So this is the third most important property. And you remember, in commutative property, order of the numbers is important. In associative property, order of the fundamental operation is important. Okay, so commutative property says what? A dot circle B is equal to B dot circle A. Here we take only one fundamental operation. Here we take only one fundamental operation, but here we change the order of the numbers. A is added to B, or B is added to A. Okay, so this is B is added to A, this is A is added to B. That means we are changing the order of the numbers. But in associative property, we didn't change the order of the numbers. A, B, C. In this right side also we are taking A, B, C. But what here change? Fundamental operation. Okay, here two fundamental operations are there. That means two same fundamental operations are there, but the order of their application is different. So that is the difference between commutative and associative property. Okay, and the next one is the role of 0. So in our number system, is there any importance for this 0? I think you said one answer. This 0 is separates the positive numbers and negative numbers. Not only in the integers, even rational numbers are the positive rational numbers and the negative rational numbers are separated by 0. So that is the most important. But according to the fundamental operations of mathematics, is there any important role of 0? Yeah, there is an important role. What is that? When you are add 0 to any number, you get the same result. And when you are add any number to 0, you get the same result. That means A plus 0 is equal to 0 plus A is equal to A, where A is any number, either natural number or whole number or integer or a rational number. A is any number. If you are add 0 to that number or that number is added to 0, we get the same result. Okay, so is there any number satisfying this condition? There is no number. If you are any number to any number, the result is different. We didn't get the same result. So this is the important role of 0 in numbers according to this fundamental operations. I think you have doubts, sir. In case if you are subtract this 0 from any number, we get same result now. So with respect to the subtraction also, it has an important role. Why you didn't say this one? Okay, if you are subtract 0 from any number, you get the same number. Then what about reverse? That means 0 minus A. you get the same result. 0 minus a is equal to minus a. Here the answers are different. That's why with respect to the subtraction, we cannot discuss this 0. With respect to the addition, 0 is added to the any number, or any number is added to the 0, we get the same result. Okay, not only in rational numbers, even integers and whole numbers and natural numbers, any type of collection of numbers, if you are add that 0 to that number and that number is added to the 0, we get the same result. That's why here we call this 0 as additive identity. Additive identity. Okay, now this is the fourth property, existence of identity. Existence of identity means here what is the additive identity? 0. This 0 is exist in that collection of numbers or not? Yeah, in rational numbers, in the collection of rational numbers, 0 is also a rational number. So that means this additive identities exist in the collection of rational numbers. So the property is satisfied. But in subtraction, there is no additive element. Sorry, there is no identity element. Not additive. There is no identity element. That means if you are subtract any number from the any number, we didn't get in the same number as the result. This is not possible. So with respect to the subtraction, we don't have any identity number. Okay, so the only 0 is the identity number with respect to the addition operation. That's why that 0 we called additive identity. And this additive identities exist in the collection of rational numbers, and it is also additive identity for integers and whole numbers as well. Okay, so this is the fourth property. Next, the role of 1. Same like 0, is there any important role of 1 in our mathematics? Yeah, there is one important role, that is when you multiply any number by 1 or 1 by any number, we get the same result. Like 0, here when you multiply any number by 1 or 1 by any number, we get the same number as result. Okay, so that's why here this one we called multiplicative identity. This one we call multiplicative identity. Okay, so and this one is also multiplicative identity for integers and whole numbers as well as natural numbers also. That means when you are multiplying any natural number by 1 or 1 by any natural number, you get the same number. And when you multiply any whole number by 1 or 1 by any whole number, you get the same result. So this one we call multiplicative identity. Okay, so the role of 0 and the role of 1, these two are the most important for the existence of identity elements. If these two elements are exist in the collection of number, then we said the collection of rational numbers satisfy that property. The fourth property, existence of identity element. Okay, so when you come to the next one, negative of a number. Negative of a number. So how to define the negative of a number? For example, if you take a number, a rational number 1 by 2, how much you add this number, you get additive identity. What is the additive identity? 0. So how much you add to this number, you get 0. Obviously it's minus 1 by 2. This minus 1 by 2, so this minus 1 by 2 we are called negative of 1 by 2. Here identity element is the important, that is the most important. Okay, and this minus 1 by 2 we are called additive inverse of 1 by 2. and this 1 by 2 we are called additive inverse of minus 1 by 2. Okay, so in general we say for a rational number a by b, we have a plus of minus a by b is equal to minus a by b plus a by b is equal to 0. So we say that minus a by b is the additive inverse of a by b and a by b is the additive inverse of minus a by b. Okay, so this is a part of existence of inverse element. Okay, that is the fifth property, existence of inverse element. Okay, here what you said, a by b plus of minus a by b is equal to minus a by b plus of a by b is equal to 0. That means here minus a by b is the additive inverse of a by b and a by b is the additive inverse of minus a by b. That minus a by b is exist in the collection of rational numbers or not? Yeah, it is exist. This minus ab is existed in the collection of rational numbers. That means the fifth property is satisfied, the collection of rational numbers with respect to addition operation. Okay, let's come to the next one. The next one is reciprocal of a number. So how to define this reciprocal? For example, when you take any rational number like 3 by 4, so which number you multiplied this 3 by 4, you get 1. 1 is the multiplicative identity. Okay, which number? That is 4 by 3 only. So 3 by 4 into 4 by 3, it is equal to 1. So other than this 4 by 3, when you are multiply this 3 by 4 with any number, you get 1. It's not possible. So in that case, this 4 by 3 we call a reciprocal of 3 by 4, and we are using this reciprocal in the division of rational number by another rational number. We are not divide directly. That means when you are divide one rational number by another rational number, we can't do directly. Okay, so we change the division operation to multiplication. After that, we write the reciprocal of the second rational number, then we complete the division. So reciprocal means when you multiply two numbers, if the product is 1, then the second number is called the reciprocal of first one, or first number is the reciprocal of second one. So in this case, we are taking the reciprocal of a number as multiplicative inverse. So in general, for a rational number a by b, we have a by b into b by a is equal to a by b into b by a. It is equal to 1. Here there is a small mistake. It is a by b into b by a is equal to b by a into a by b is equal to 1. This is wrong. A by b into b by a is equal to b by a into a by b. It is equal to 1. So if it is satisfied, then we say that b by a is the multiplicative inverse of a by b and a by b is the multiplicative inverse of b by a. Okay, so this is the second part of fifth property. What is the fifth property? Existence of inverse element. So what is the additive inverse of a number? If you take a rational number a by b, what is its additive inverse? Minus b by a. It is exist in the collection of rational numbers or not? Yes, it is exist. So what is the additive inverse? What is the multiplicative inverse of a by b? That is b by a. That b by a is exist in the rational numbers? Yeah, it is exist. So that's why the collection of rational numbers satisfies the inverse property with respect to addition and multiplication, and there is no need to verify this inverse property with respect to subtraction and division. Why? Because it is not satisfied. Division is not satisfied the closed, comparative, associative. So it is also not satisfied, and the collection of rational numbers not satisfies the associative property with respect to the subtraction, and it is also not satisfied the commutative property with respect to the subtraction. So no need to verify here. So these are the 5 most important properties of rational numbers. So finally, the collection of rational numbers closed under addition, subtraction and multiplication only, and the collection of rational numbers are associative under addition and multiplication, and the collection of rational numbers are commutative under addition and multiplication, and we can exist the additive identity in the collection of rational numbers, and we can exist the multiplicative identity in the collection of rational numbers. At the same way, we can exist the additive inverse of a rational number in the collection of rational numbers, and multiplicative inverse of a rational number in the collection of rational numbers. So these are the 5 most important properties, and we have one more most important property, that is distributive property. Now the collection of rational numbers is satisfies the distributive property or not, we will do it in the next video. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.